Next concept is equipotential surface. Equipotential surface means if any one surface is there here, at any point on the surface potential is constant, then such kind of surfaces are called equipotential surfaces. See the statement, equipotential surface on which electric potential is same at all points is called equipotential surface. Example for equipotential surface is surface of a charged conductor. Surface of a charged conductor is equipotential. See here, if you take a sphere, if it is charged, usually sphere is a uniform body. We have discussed in the previous classes. Uniform body, so charge distribution also uniform. Potential at any point on the surface is constant. That is, if the radius of the sphere is r, then potential V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Potential at any point is set. We take one irregular body, but it is made up of a conductor. If you give charge to this body, this is not a uniform body, that's why charge distribution is not uniform. Charge accumulates more at the sharp edges, and at flat edges you will have less charge density. Again charge density increases at sharp edges and the density decreases. So charge distribution is not uniform here. Even though potential at any point on the surface is constant, if it is a conductor, enough. Its shape is uniform, regular or irregular, it doesn't matter. A charged conductor is an equipotential surface, is an example for equipotential surface. Potential at any point on the surface is the same. This you have to remember, this is very important. So we will see some more examples for equipotential surfaces. Equipotential surface for point charge we will see first. If you take a positive charge, point charge plus q here, potential at a point which is at a distance r from the charge, we know that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. By taking this r as a radius, if you construct a sphere, see, you select any point on this sphere which is at a distance r. Okay, that means potential here and potential here is same. Potential is a scalar quantity. Here there is no direction. So that's why for a point charge, equipotential surface is a sphere. For example, I have drawn equipotential surface at a distance r. Then its potential will be V. Equipotential. If I draw one more equipotential surface at a distance 2r, for example, I will take double the distance, then you will get again equipotential surface is a sphere. Okay, its potential is a V dash. Potential at any point on this sphere is V dash. So this is one equipotential surface and this is another equipotential surface. But potential on this equipotential surface is same. Okay, potential on this equipotential surface is same. For a given point charge, I may draw infinity equipotential surfaces, but on one potential surface, potential is same. See, this is equipotential surface. See here, potential not only due to this charge also is considered. Okay, remember at any point, potential is due to both the charges. That is understood. Okay, anywhere, if you select a point here, potential due to this charge as well as this charge, sum. How much lies here, that much only lies everywhere. So potential on this surface is the same at all points. At any point on this surface, potential is due to both the charges V1 plus V2, which is same along this line. Similarly, I have drawn some equipotential surfaces for these two positive charge system. See here, everywhere we got potential line, because like charges does not form potential 0 points between the charges as well as outside the charges. But at infinity, potential due to any system is 0. Remember this is important. Even electric field at infinity also 0. Okay. So this is how we will get equipotential surfaces for two positive charges. Now equipotential surfaces for unlike charges. If their unlike charges have same magnitude of charge, then even we can call it as a dipole. Okay, here equipotential surfaces for unlike charge. See, one is a negative charge and other one is a positive charge. See, here I haven't represented any equipotential surface because unlike charges forms a null point. So that means these two charges are forming one of the null point between the charges here. Okay, another null point also it forms, that will be formed outside the charges, but we don't know which is a weak charge and which is strong charge. So somewhere here we can expect a null point. If the magnitude of negative charge and magnitude of positive charge are equal, then I will say this is dipole. Even I can call it as a dipole. In case of dipole, see at midpoint of the dipole you will have potential 0 because due to negative charge negative potential, due to positive charge positive potential, magnitude of charge and distances are equal. So net potential is 0 at the midpoint. Not only on the midpoint, along the equatorial line, every point you select, their potential is 0. So you will have infinity null points along the equatorial line in case of dipole. So that's why at the center this vertical line is also called as equipotential surface because here potential 0, here potential 0, here potential 0, everywhere potential is 0. So I can call equatorial line of a dipole is equipotential surface of potential 0 volts. Okay, for a uniform electric field means electric field lines are parallel and equally spaced. In case of uniform electric field, equipotential surfaces are like this. This is a plane. See, this is a plane perpendicular to uniform electric field, acts as a equipotential surface. Okay, these are the equipotential surface. Here potential I can say V anywhere on this plane. Potential is same, that is V. Here it will be V dash. Okay, this is different equipotential surface and this is different equipotential surface. Here and here potentials are not same, they are different. But on this plane, potential is constant. This we can represent like this also. Okay, if we represent a vertical line is enough. We are drawing front view diagram. This one will lie inside the border. So that's why one line will be enough. Properties of equipotential surface, important for board exam. First one, the direction of electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. See, for example, in case of point charge, electric field is spherical, its equipotential surface is a sphere. Electric field due to point charge is radially outwards. This is the direction of electric field. This is equipotential surface. Angle between them can be measured by drawing a tangent here. So angle between them is 90 degrees. That's why electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. Second point, in the direction of electric field, potential of equipotential surface decreases. See, that means in case of uniform electric field, equipotential surfaces are planes perpendicular to electric field. It satisfies the first property. And next one, in the direction of electric field, potential of equipotential surfaces decreases. That means, for example, this equipotential surface voltage is 10 volt, then it will be less than 10 volt, that means it is 8 volt, this one may be 6 volt and so on. That means in the direction of electric field, potential surface, equipotential surface decreases as well as in the direction of electric field, potential also decreases. Next, third point, equipotential surfaces never intersect. For example, you imagine this is one of the equipotential surface. Potential on this surface is 10 volt, for example. We have another equipotential surface, its potential is set 12 volts. Then if you see any point on this equipotential surface, potential should be 12. Here at any point on the equipotential surface, potential is set 10. At the intersection, we have two values of potentials, that is 10 and 12. So, which is impossible. That's why equipotential surfaces never intersect. The last point, no work is required to move a charge from one point to another point on the equipotential surface. See, in case of a point charge, equipotential surface is a sphere. If you want to move from point A to point B, a charge, for example a unit positive charge, to move from point A to point B, work done is, we know QV, here V is delta V, potential difference. Okay, see here W is equal to unit positive charge into here potential is V, here also potential is V. So potential difference between these 2 points is 0. So 0 into anything 0. So work done is 0. That means need not do any work to move a charge from one point to another point on the equipotential surface. See, we have learned previously work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that point is called potential at that point. See, there we have written W is equal to QV. Here V is there, potential V, but that is also a difference because potential at infinity is 0. When you bring a unit positive charge from infinity to this point, here we'll say potential is V. That means potential difference is V minus 0 is V. That means this is also a potential difference. Remember, wherever you will have V, usually I can call that as potential difference.